West for the Dodgers and Mariners, where last night the game's winningest team was held hitless in Seattle.
It is a beautiful night here in Seattle, the Emerald City, where last night Mariner fans saw a pitching gem. History was made here at Safeco Field. 6 different Mariner pitchers combining to no-hit the Dodgers. The Mariners posting their first no-hitter in 19 years. Welcome to Fox Baseball Night in America, presented by Budweiser. It is the Los Angeles Dodgers in town to take on the Seattle Mariners. So glad you could join us, everybody, here at Safeco Field. I am Eric Collins, getting you ready for the middle game of this 3-game series, the Dodgers and the Mariners. Now, joining me now is my partner, Eric Karros. What a game last night. Just the 10th combined no-hitter in Major League Baseball history. And, Eric, believe it or not, tonight we probably have a better pitching matchup.
Well, you're exactly right. We see Clayton Kershaw winning the National League Cy Young Award last year. He also won the pitcher's version of the Triple Crown. And he started off well this year, but his last 3 outings, 0-2 with a 4.5 ERA. He's given up more hits in innings pitched, so he has to make some adjustments. Going against him today, Jason Vargas, who has been dynamite at home, only given up 1 home run and has an ERA of under 2. So tonight, I expect to be a pitcher's duel.
All right, let's play some baseball. Getting you ready for the middle game of this 3-game series. These young Mariner hitters getting their first look at Dodger left-hander Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw not only makes history, he knows it as well.
Pitchers, like poets, are born, not made. Cy Young.
Washington, temperature in the high 50s. Now, cloudy evening, but what do you expect? It's June here in Seattle. Here's tonight's starting lineup for the Dodgers, brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. Steve Gordon, Elian Herrera, Juan Rivera hitting 1, 2, and 3. Andre Ethier without Matt Kemp in the lineup. He hits 4th. Jerry Hairston Jr., James Loney at 1st. A.J. Ellis has had a real good year behind the plate. Tony Gwynn Jr. and the rookie Alex Castellanos gets the start out in right field. He will take on 29-year-old left-hander Jason Vargas.
Now, Jason Vargas has been dynamite at home. He's sporting a 2-1 record, only giving up 1 home run. On the road, he hasn't pitched as well. One of the reasons, though, this ballpark very conducive to pitching and defense.
The opening pitch is brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Dodgers and Mariners. Game 2 of 3. Dodgers haven't played here in Seattle since 2000. Yesterday, well, the offense didn't really play much. 0 for 26 were the Dodgers against 6 different Mariner pitchers. A 6-pitcher no-hitter, just the 10th combined no-hitter in baseball history. All right, we are off. First pitch of the day is a little bit outside. Ball 1 to D. Gordon. Dodgers trying to get D going, hitting just .225. He has had a much improved road trip. He's starting to figure it out with the bat in his hand.
Well, he is, and for this Dodger lineup to be successful, he has to bat atop the lineup and get on base.
There's the game's first strike. 2-1.
You know, one of the things that he needs to do is make more contact. He struck out 45 times already. Because of his speed, he needs to just put the ball in play.
Checks his swing, went too far. Count evens, 2-2. Dodgers begin the day with a team batting average of .264. That is down 3 points from yesterday. That's what a no-hitter will do for you. 2-2 from Vargas. Chopped foul, first base side. Will do it again.
Oh, you talk about the Dodgers being no-hit. This ballpark yields the lowest batting average in all of baseball, .203. And the next closest is .218, and that's Pittsburgh.
Chopper, it's going to be a tough play for the second baseman, Seager. On the run, not in time. Infield single for D. Gordon. Not too many second basemen are going to get D. Gordon out in a play like that.
No, and that's what I was talking about. D. Gordon's ability to just put the bat on the ball, because when he does that, he allows himself an opportunity to get down to first base. Because of his speed, he forces the defense to make mistakes, to hurry, and sometimes they just can't even make the routine play.
So yesterday, Dodgers and Mariners played 2 hours and 48 minutes. The Dodgers didn't have one base hit. Now we've played less than 2 minutes, and already the Dodgers with a base runner and a base hit. Single for D. Gordon. So I guess that's now the first time in 12 years that a Dodger player has gotten a hit here in Seattle. Here's Elian Herrera. Switch hitter, bats on the right side and takes a called strike.
Well, and the Dodgers leading all of baseball in sacrifice bunts. And this is a perfect time to do it. You get D. Gordon down to second. All you've got to do is score 1, 2, maybe 3 runs today. You've got Clayton Kershaw on the mound. Very important to score first.
Just saw Don Mattingly in the Dodger dugout. He's very even-keeled no matter what happens in the course of 162 games. Change up, a nice one. Herrera down in the count 0-2. Yeah, Eric, you and I were in that Dodger clubhouse, and it was basically standard issue. You win a game, you lose a game, but baseball continues day after day after day.
Well, again, from a fan's perspective, you may look at it and say, wow, the Dodgers got no hit. And if you're a Dodger fan, you're going, oh, they got to come out and swing today. But as a player, it's just another game.
0-2, swung on and missed. Herrera is out number 1. And Jason Vargas off to a real nice start this year. Showing you why with good movement.
Well, and Jason Vargas relies on his fastball and the ability to move it around the zone, but to pound the zone. We talked to Eric Wedge, his manager, prior to the game. He said he gets into trouble when he can't control it and falls behind in the count. And he's a guy that can just rely on his fastball.
Jason Vargas is a guy who began the season 11 games below 500 in his career. 28-39. This year already 7 wins against just 4 losses. There goes D. Gordon down to second, and he'll make it easily. The catcher Olivo can't get the ball out of the glove. Stolen base number 15 on the year for Gordon.
Well, D. Gordon getting a good jump. And you see, actually, he makes sure Vargas is going home right there. He's just going to utilize his speed. Fortunately for him, Olivo doesn't come up clean with it. Olivo, a very good throwing catcher.
So the Dodgers, a man in scoring position, 1 out, and one of their better run producers, Juan Rivera, in the batter's box. Pitch misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Rivera. Juan now in his second year with the Dodgers. He's always expected to carry a large amount of the weight offensively, but even more so now with Matt Kemp on the disabled list. Here's Matt Kemp. He's been with the team throughout this road trip, coming back from a hamstring issue, not expected to play again until right around the All-Star break.
And it really doesn't make a lot of sense, at least to me. Why would you bring him back right before the break if it's just for a couple of games? Because you got the break. Take advantage of those extra days. You'd rather have him in for the long haul than to get him back for a few games before the break.
You saw those numbers. Dodgers wins and losses with and without Kemp. Believe it or not, the offense has actually been just about the same with Kemp out. Yeah, the winning games at the same rate, but the offensive numbers have been, for the most part, the same.
But remember, this is a small sample size, and we've got 4 months to go in the season. And the Dodgers are going to need Matt Kemp. That's just the bottom line. And more important that you have him for a good 3 months where he's out there and you can run him out there, play him like he's capable of playing, rather than hurry him back and get him back for a week or so before the All-Star game and run the risk. The risk reward just isn't there. I bring him back after the break.
Well, Matt Kemp not in the starting lineup today, but he's still got work to do. He's going to join us in the bottom of the second inning and talk to us about his rehab and his plans for the All-Star game. He's going to be in Kansas City. 2-2 now. Fouled back to the screen.
You know, the thing that Don Mattingly likes about Rivera is his ability to execute in an at-bat. And I'm not talking about, performing every time, but he's got a plan up there at the plate. He's trying to do something. It's not just go up there, see ball, hit ball. That's what allowed him to be successful last year.
2-2. It's fouled off Olivo's face mask. We'll do it again. Juan Rivera himself, spending some time on the disabled list, was just activated on Monday when the Dodgers were in Philadelphia taking on the Phillies. Dodgers also playing without Juan Uribe. He's currently on a rehab stint. So a lot of potential offensive contributors have been in and out of the lineup so far through the first 2.5 months of the season. Spin and no throw to second. Now the Seattle Mariners, they're just enjoying being home. They haven't been home very much so far this year. By far the fewest amount of home games of any team in Major League Baseball. It's just their 24th. They've already played 37 games on the road. High pop-up. Will it be playable? First base side. Justin Smoke with room makes the play. So 2 outs. D. Gordon still in scoring position, and Andre Ethier comes to the plate. Ethier hitting .300 on the nose with 48 runs batted in. He has been a magician with runners in scoring position and 2 outs so far this year.
Well, he really has, and probably the Dodgers' most consistent performer. He hasn't had those peaks and valleys that he's had in the past. So far right now, it's just been steady, steady, steady. He's in a bit of a rut right now. There's no question about that. But still, he's the Dodgers' consistent guy.
And he's been doing much better against left-handers this year than in years past. 39 hits with runners on base this season. No one has done it better than Andre. One ball, one strike. Ethier's been in a rut. Began this road trip in Denver. Hitting .324 on the year. He's dropped 24 points in the batting average over the last 9 games. Ball and 2 strikes. 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and Ethier swings through it.
And you just have to wonder, you know, he's been run out there almost every day. He's had to carry the load because Matt Kemp has spent a majority of the time on the disabled list. You just wonder, is that catching up with him?
1-2 pitch. Wide of the bag. Well, Ethier, who plays a really nice defensive right field, is not in the outfield today. He's going to be the designated hitter for the first time this season.
And that does give you a bit of a physical rest, but usually when you run into struggles, it's a mental thing, and it becomes taxing mentally. And anytime you've got to go up to the plate, you start thinking, you know, it's not really a day off today when you're still DH. You know, you could make an argument, and I would, as a former National League player and having to DH in interleague games, I hated it. Absolutely couldn't stand it. Didn't know how to prepare, didn't have a routine, got antsy sitting on the bench, and went out and struggled.
Down in the dirt, blocked nicely by Olivo. Jason Vargas has only given up an infield single, but to a certain extent he's laboring a bit here in the first inning. He's already thrown 22 pitches. Jerry Hairston Jr. on deck for the Dodgers.
Well, this has got to be a pitcher's pitch. If you walk him, you walk him, but you just can't lay one over.
3-2. And it's down in the dirt. Andre Ethier draws the 2-out walk.
You know, and that's smart by Jason Vargas. You've got a leading RBI guy up at the plate. Now you can start anew as far as 0-0 with the count. You got to force out at any base.
So the man he'll face now, Jerry Hairston Jr. 351 the batting average. He's a guy who spent some time on the disabled list. Just was activated off the disabled list May 25th, and he's been red hot since his activation, hitting close to 400. Hairston will give you a patient at bat, like a lot of these Dodgers will. They see a lot of pitches. Maybe no one sees more pitches than A.J. Ellis, who has been just a huge surprise for Don Mattingly and the Dodgers offensively. They knew what they're going to get as a backstop, but with a bat in his hands, he has been close to elite.
Well, and I think it speaks volumes of the Dodgers hitting coach, Dave Hansen, and his approach and what he's been able to teach these guys and really get these guys to buy into this year. Dodgers a much more patient team. When you look at their lineup, they're not threatening. They're not an intimidating ball club at all. They just kind of wear you down. Dave Hansen, very much that type of hitter when he played ball.
Well, Eric, one of the reasons why I think the Mariners are so careful right now with 2 runners on and 2 outs, they just don't hit in this ballpark. And so anytime they're down, it just becomes a huge task to try and put runs on the board and get back into a game.
Well, and then you throw out a guy like Clayton Kershaw and put him on the mound in this ballpark, and at least on paper, looks like a very low-scoring game. That's why I was a little surprised that Don Mattingly didn't have Elian Herrera bunt even with 1 strike. He offered at it the first time, but then went to swinging on the 2nd strike.
Gordon on at second, Ethier on at first. The beat continues. Vargas just doesn't seem to have anything that he could sneak past a Dodger hitter.
Well, and that's the thing. This has been a productive inning for the Dodgers, regardless of whether they scored, just because of their ability to elevate the pitch count. Have not been very many swing and misses at all. 8 foul balls so far against Vargas.
2-2 pitch. And Hairston gives this one a ride down the left field line. It is fair and gone. A 3-run home run for Jerry Hairston Jr. and the Dodgers put 3 runs on the board in the very first inning after getting no hit the night before. A night of frustration yesterday, and so far nothing but good vibes for the Dodgers.
Well, Jerry Hairston hit it, but you've also got to factor in how many pitches Vargas has thrown this inning. And D. Gordon had a very productive at-bat. Saw 6 pitches. Rivera, he saw 7 pitches. Ethier, the same. You know, it's just one of those things where Hairston will get the credit, but it's the other guys in the lineup that have forced Vargas to work.
So 3 runs in for the Dodgers. 2 outs. James Loney, the batter. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Loney's probably happy to be in the lineup against a left-hander. He had been sitting on the bench for the Dodgers a lot in recent weeks, particularly against left-handers, but sometimes against right-handers, just because his bat wasn't where the Dodgers wanted it to be.
Well, Don Mattingly's saying that James Loney just flat out, he needs to be productive. And that doesn't mean home runs. It means getting on base, driving in runners, giving good at-bats. He just hasn't been able to do that on a consistent basis yet this year.
This Dodger first inning was an infield single, a pop-up, a strikeout, and a walk, and then the well-hit home run by Jerry Hairston Jr. So Jason Vargas, 32 pitches here in this first inning. He's probably thinking, you know what, I just don't have anything. The Dodgers haven't really been pounding him, except for that man right there, Jerry Hairston Jr. No one's really done a ton of damage. He just can't seem to get anything past these Dodger hitters.
They haven't pounded him, but they have battled him, and that's something that this Dodger lineup basically has just worn him down in this first inning.
2-2 on the ground. Second baseman Seager, tons of time, and the out is recorded. But Jerry Hairston Jr. gives the Dodgers a 3-0 lead. So Clayton Kershaw will be on the mound when we come back with some wiggle room. With 3 runs on the board, Jerry Hairston Jr. a 3-run home run, so Clayton Kershaw. Now this is the starting lineup for the Mariners, brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. Eric Wedge has Ichiro leading things off. Sean Figgins, Jesus Montero, Justin Smoke, the cleanup man. Kyle Seager at second base. Miguel Olivo behind the plate. Michael Saunders, Alex Liddy, and Brendan Ryan against the National League Cy Young Award winner Clayton Kershaw.
And not really the position you want to be in if you're the Mariners. Down 3-0 against a guy that has the stuff that Kershaw has. Bottom line, though, if you're Seattle right now, you're just trying to peck away. Just get down to first.
Ichiro leads things off. 1 ball, 1 strike to the 38-year-old. Doesn't have the classic Ichiro numbers, just 267 on the year. He had 3 hits in yesterday's game against Dodger pitching and stole a base. Swung on and missed 1-2. Kershaw last year 21-5 with an ERA of 2.28. This year 4-3 through his first 12 starts. Pitch misses high, 2-2. keep an eye on. Clayton, in his last start in Philadelphia, had a little bit of an issue getting down the first base line. Dodgers say that he's been dealing with slight left foot plantar fasciitis over the last couple of weeks and just hadn't been able to do his normal routine between starts in terms of his outfield running and that kind of stuff.
And what that is, that's just swelling of the tendon that goes from the heel to the toes.
Rounder backhanded by Gordon. No chance. There's been a lot of base hits over the years exactly like that for Ichiro.
Well, and that's vintage Ichiro. You see he's making contact, and it's almost as if he's already started to lean towards first base. Puts that thing right in the hole. D. Gordon has absolutely no chance.
Well, Eric, this is somewhat unusual because both the Mariners and the Dodgers very good defensively, but both sides begin the game with an infield hit. D. Gordon for the Dodgers and now Ichiro for the Mariners. Here's Sean Figgins. Switch hitter hits from the right side and he takes up high. Figgins has a little bit of history against Clayton Kershaw. He's 2 for 4 with 3 walks in his career against Kershaw. Of course, saw him when he was a member of the Angels. Well, Ichiro slipped a little bit on his way back to the bag. Maybe a better throw would have challenged him.
Well, you see he takes that step back and loses his footing a bit.
Wow. That was really close.
That was close. Remember, Ichiro had that big stolen base last night. So he'll still get out there and run, not as often as he once used to.
Ichiro scoring the game's only run yesterday. He had a single in the 7th inning and stole second. Eventually came around to score on a 2-out single by Kyle Seager. Mariners winning yesterday, a 6-man combined no-hitter. .94-mile-an-hour fastball. Figgins can't catch up to it.
So far in the early going, Kershaw just pounding the fastball, which is well he should. He's got a 3-0 lead.
Kershaw still just 24 years of age. What a future this guy has. What a present he has. Actually, what a past. He last year was terrific, winning the Cy Young as a 23-year-old.
Well, and that's some of the, we get spoiled as fans watching Kershaw and the expectations we have for him. And as I talked about at the top of the show, he's struggled in his last 3 outings, but still having a nice season so far.
1-2 pitch, and Figgins takes it down low. Now, how big of a deal is that plantar fasciitis for Kershaw?
Well, from a pitching standpoint, he said it doesn't bother him at all. Now, I don't know if that's the truth or not the truth. He says it only bothers him when he's running. If I know that and I'm Seattle, I'm gonna force him to field some bunts today.
There's a called strike 3 on Figgins. That is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 1st inning. This is when we really saw that Clayton is not 100%. He's running down the line against the Phillies, and he just missed a couple of steps on the way down the line. And we're actually told that he's been hurt for a while before that, but that was the first time it ever really manifested itself on the field.
Right. I think it's been getting progressively worse. You know, the fortunate thing for him today, he doesn't have to hit as we're employing the DH in today's ball game. But as I said, if I'm Seattle, I got to drop down a bunt or two. I got to see him get off the mound.
Not this guy. This is Jesus Montero, who's got all sorts of power. Hits it towards the right field side, and it is over the head of Castellanos. That's going to be extra bases. Montero on his way to second. Ichiro will have to stop at third. That is a double for Montero, and the Mariners had something going.
This pitch on the outer part of the plate, and Montero is a guy that is notorious for trying to pull the ball. This just over the outstretched glove. Castellanos, but he does a nice job of recovering and getting that ball in to Hairston at second base to hold Ichiro.
Eric Jesus Montero, of course, coming up in the Yankees organization. Yankee longtime GM Brian Cashman once said, when he hits balls to right field, he hits them like a left-handed batter does. Saw an example of that right there. So 2 men in scoring position, still just 1 out, and Justin Smoke backs away from a fastball. A lot of young players here in the Seattle lineup. Smoke just 25 years of age, former first-round pick of the Texas Rangers. One and one.
You know, the one thing about the Seattle Ball Club, they are young and they are very prone to the strikeout. Smoke right now 50 strikeouts in this season. A lot of swings and misses.
Smoke leading the team with 10 homers. He's got 29 runs batted in. A couple of runners in scoring position here. 1-1 pitch. And he chased something out of the zone. 1-2.
Well, even though you're the number 4 hitter right now, you've got to shorten up. Contact probably means a run right here. But you've got to get out of this inning putting something on the board.
Checks a swing on a breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, the Dodgers are playing the infield back all the way around. They're conceding a run if Smoke can just put the ball in play on the ground.
It makes all the sense in the world. You just don't want to play in right now where a base hit gives you 2 runs. It becomes a 1-run ball game.
Two-two pitch, swung on and missed. Again, off speed, and Smoke can't find it. That's 2 strikeouts now for Kershaw.
You know, Eric, we talk about this ball club Seattle and basically the everyday you. You see the age here. Saunders 25 years old, Smoke 25. Ackley and Seager. Seager has been real nice this year. Jesus Montero. They've got a real nice foundation. If these guys continue to develop under Eric Wedge like they hope, it'll be a very formidable ball club.
And Eric Wedge also trying to make sure that these guys don't get discouraged. As a team, they don't hit particularly well here at Safeco Field. And Eric Wedge is making it sure that his players understand that, you know what, these hits will fall in, the ball will go over the fence. You only play half your games at home. There will be better days. But he likes this kid right here, Kyle Seager, at the plate, playing second base today, also plays over at third. He is terrific with 2 outs and runners on base. He's got 37 runs batted in. And for the most part, the bulk of his RBIs have come with 2 outs.
Well, he had the big 2-out RBI last night to propel the Mariners to a win. He's been hot as of late. But again, you're down 0-2. Clayton Kershaw's on the hill. Doesn't matter if there's 2 outs, 1 out, whatever. This is a tough spot here.
Takes up high, 1-2.
That's why I go back to the Smoke at bat being so big, where again, even though you're the 4th hitter, just spread those feet out and make some contact just to get a run in.
Kershaw's 1-2. Swung on and missed. Kershaw strikes out the side. The Mariners leave 2 in scoring position. 3-0 Dodger lead as we play the second. By Taco Bell, sometimes you gotta live Moss. And by new Just for Men, Auto Stop is foolproof. Gray is over. Welcome back, everyone, to Seattle. Space Needle, now in its 50th year. It was built for the 1962 World Fair. We're on the other side of town. Safeco Field, Dodgers and Mariners, 3-0 Dodger lead as we play inning number 2. Here's A.J. Ellis, who more than likely will not swing at this first pitch. He takes, and it's a strike.
And a lot of schools have thought, oh, why do you go up there and take the first strike? I mean, Ted Williams, in his book on how to hit, was notorious for preaching it. Take the first pitch of the first at-bat. Just go up there, get acclimated, get some timing. Gain some knowledge in that first at-bat that you can use later on in the game.
A.J. Ellis in yesterday's game went 0 for 3. He began each at-bat with an 0-2 count. He's 0-2 right now against Jason Vargas. 2-strike base hit for A.J. Ellis. Leadoff single for the Dodgers here in the second inning. Let's go to Matt Vasgersian at the MLB Network studios for a DirecTV game break.
Hey guys, the AL East couldn't be any tighter. The Orioles back to being within a half game of the division lead thanks to ex-Mariner Adam Jones, walk-off winner in the 12th. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Back to Collins and Kershaw in the Pacific Northwest.
Thank you, Matt. How about Adam Jones? 17 home runs now. He was a first-round pick of the Mariners a handful of years ago. They thought he had a chance to be a shortstop when he was drafted. A.J. Ellis on at first base for the Dodgers. Here's Tony Gwynn Jr. And he's thrown strike 1 from Jason Vargas. Jason Vargas did not have an easy first inning. Gave up 3 Dodger runs and also had to expend a lot of energy. Wynn checks his swing. Pitch misses inside, 1-1.
Well, you talk about that first inning for Jason Vargas. 33 pitches. And basically the way the Dodger offense, the way they've been all year, they've just been pests. And there was no better illustration than what we saw in the first inning. Fouling balls, fouling balls, fouling balls. Only one single, a walk, and then boom, 3-run shot. 3-0.
1-2 now to Gwynn. Gwynn's getting a lot of playing time over the last couple of weeks because the Dodgers just need him out there in center field every single day. It was just assumed that Matt Kemp would be your center fielder over the last couple of years. He had that streak of close to 400 consecutive games played. But with him going down, you need a guy who can control the middle part of that outfield. Tony Gwynn does that really well. He's got good speed and a very good throwing arm. Take a look at our 4 keys to the game.
Well, the Dodgers, they certainly put last night behind them. They went out, battled in that first inning, had good at-bats. Harrison hits a 3-run shot. The Mariners, like I said, offensively, I've got to test Kershaw today. I've got to have 1 or 2 guys put down a bunt, make him get off the mound, especially now that you're down 3-0.
Into center field. That's going to be another 2-strike base hit for the Dodgers. Pitch low and away, and Tony Gwynn just serves it to center field. Well, next half inning, we are going to be joined by Matt Kemp. He's got that big smile on his face. And he just sent out a tweet a little bit ago. Make sure you guys check out the Dodge Baseball Night in America. I'll be on the air. Bottom of the second.
A little self-promotion. I like that. Matty, good enough to join us today.
Matt's got over 100,000 Twitter followers. You know, one of the special things about the Dodgers is probably their 2 best players are their most rah-rah guys. Matt Kemp and Clayton Kershaw are what you call top-step guys. You look in that dugout for the most part, they're always urging on their teammates. 2 on, nobody out. Alex Castellanos, rookie from Miami. Eric, this can't be easy. Castellanos was playing every single day in the Dodger organization. He gets called up about a week ago and doesn't get a whole heck of a lot of playing time. He's got just 17 at bats, 2 hits so far in his big league career.
Well, and also when you're not getting a lot of playing time, forget about the timing. The other part of it is when you do get in and get an opportunity, you're thinking, oh, I've got to get a hit right now. I've got to make a play. I've got to do something to impress the manager. And this game is difficult enough when you run out there every day and you're feeling good about yourself, let alone when you're trying to prove something.
0-2. Swung on and missed. That's the second strikeout for Jason Vargas, out number 1 here in the second inning.
Well, 0-2, Vargas just expands the zone. He goes with a high fastball, figuring one of two things. Either going to swing through it, or if he does get to it, it'll be a pop-up.
So L is still on at second. Gwynn still on at first. Back to the top of the lineup. D. Gordon bats for a second time. He had an infield single leading off the game, stole a base and scored a run. Came in on the Jerry Hairston homer. Eric, so far today, the Dodgers with 4 hits, all of them have come with 2 strikes.
Well, and that's one of the things. I go back to the hitting coach Dave Hansen. His preaching not to give up, to battle every pitch.
Nice backhanded play by Seager. This is going to be ultra rare double play turned with D. Gordon at the plate. He can fly. Just can't make up for a nice defensive play. Seager to Ryan to Smoke. They turn 2. Light lime. Summer is calling. Dodgers have taken a 3-0 lead over the Seattle Mariners as we play the bottom of the second inning. Dodgers continue to play without Matt Kemp. He's on the disabled list. He was off to an absolutely fantastic start, and he is here in town with the Dodgers. Joins us right now. Matt, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate the chance to talk to you.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
What's it been like? I know you wish you were out there right now. How's the rehab going on that hamstring?
It's going good. I got to do a little bit of jogging today, and I got to hit back in the cage. So today was a pretty productive day. I had a little bit of fun, and now we got some hits on the board today. The shutout is over, and we got 3 runs on the board. So we're doing pretty good right now.
Matty, people have talked about you coming back before the All-Star break, maybe after. Why do you come back before? Why do you come back after?
You know, for me, I think it's just whenever it feels good. If it's before the All-Star break or if it's after, it really doesn't matter. I just got to know that it's 100% and I can do the things that I know how to do, and that's you know, really play hard and you know, run as fast as I can. And you know, if I can't do that, if I can't play at 100%, then I don't need to come back. And I definitely need to be you know, 100%.
When you came back prior, was it one of those things where, look, I can do it and I can play and I can help this ball club, and even though you may not have been 100%, or did you feel 100%?
No, I felt 100%. I think this is my first time really ever having a hamstring problem, so I really don't know how they work. And you know, we did all the things that we needed to do to get back on the field, and that was, you know, sprinting and sprinting as hard as I can and do whatever it takes. And you know, that one time, you know, it caught again, and you know, just bad luck, I guess.
Miguel Olivo pops out to Jerry Hairston. That is out number 1 here in the second inning. Michael Saunders will be the next man to bat against Clayton Kershaw. Matt, we're taking a look right now at you before the game, working out, doing some high knees, running in the outfield, that kind of stuff. What are some of the stretches that the Dodgers training staff has you going through?
They just right now, not too much leg stuff, just a lot of stretching and you know, stuff with my hips. You know, I haven't really did a lot of stretching. It kind of makes it a little bit sore, but you know, they let me jog today and do some other things. And like I said, I was pretty excited about that because I feel like a caged animal. They don't let me do anything. So I'm sitting here just dying to get back on the field, man, because I need to be back out here with my boys.
Well, you know, even if you're not back on the field, you're going to be in Kansas City. You're responsible for picking that home run hitting group. You got any insight for us yet?
Oh, well, I mean, my first pick, especially, I already know, I think everybody knows that it's going to be my teammate, Andre Ethier. You know, I told him I was going to make him do it. I think it was something that I think everybody should experience. You know, it being my first time last year, I only hit 2 home runs, but I had a great time, and my family had a great time. It was a dream come true, and I told Dre that his kids would like to see his dad in the home run derby, and for them to experience would be dope. So, you know, he's going to do it, and I think I got another guy in mind that everybody wants in the home run derby, and then I think I got one more pick, so I have to decide who it is that I want to go with.
Clayton Kershaw strikes out Michael Saunders. There are now 2 outs here in the second inning. And Matt, we want to ask you about the new vibe going around the Dodger family. Of course, new ownership. Magic Johnson is part of the mix, and we've seen magazine covers with you and Magic. And what's it been like in terms of the clubhouse, the dugout, in terms of the new feeling of the new ownership?
Just a great atmosphere. Just, I mean, starting in camp this year, you know, we knew that we were going to do good this year. You know, I mean, it starts back from the second half last year, the way we played. We were one of the best teams in the National League. We didn't make the playoffs, but we definitely finished strong, and we came into camp, and we had our mindset on being one of the best teams in the National League. And, you know, we got off to a great start, and, you know, right now we're doing pretty good. We're sitting pretty good.
I guess you could say you're teammates now with Magic Johnson, but if you had to play him one-on-one basketball,
I'm winning all day long. I'm winning. He can't guard me. I might can't guard him, but he can't guard me. So if it's make it, take it, I'm scoring every time. Well, I think we'll leave that to the off season to play a game of horse or something. I don't want to be out there running around on the basketball court.
Yeah, make sure that hamstring's 100% before that happens.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we do have to ask you while we have you on the line, just because we're standing here with Eric Karros, who has hit the most home runs in Los Angeles Dodger history.
I'm going to catch him.
Is that something that is a possibility?
You're not going to catch me. You're going to pass me.
How many you got? How many you got?
It's 270. You got 140.
You'll get him.
I got a couple more left, but
you'll get him.
He did his thing out here in L.A., and I got to catch him and get past him.
Matt, thank you so much. Absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Clayton Kershaw dealing. Dodgers on top of the Mariners, 3-0. Welcome back to Fox Baseball Night in America, presented by Budweiser. Dodgers and Mariners, interleague baseball. Dodgers haven't played a series here in Seattle since 2000. Didn't really enjoy the game last night. They were no-hit by 6 different Seattle Mariner pitchers. The 10th combined no-hitter in Major League Baseball history. A 1-0 lead, or 1-0 win for the M's yesterday. Here's Elian Herrera. He'll be followed by Juan Rivera and Andre Ethier against Jason Vargas, who has labored so far in this game.
He has, and he's been very successful here at home so far this year. The big blow, the Hairston home run. But I think more than anything, it was the at-bats prior to Hairston. The Dodger offense doing a great job of just making Vargas work. 33 pitches that inning.
Dodgers had a couple of singles in the second inning, but the inning came to a quick end when D. Gordon hit into a double play. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Herrera. Herrera is a guy who has paid his dues. Made his big league debut exactly 9 years to the day after he first signed a professional contract with the Dodgers. Into right field. This one is sinking. Ichiro can't make the play. That is another 2-strike base hit for the Dodgers. Let's go to Matt Vasgersian at the MLB Network studios for a DirecTV game break.
Eric, Indians and Cardinals. St. Louis has dropped 7 of their last 10, but Carlos Beltran has gotten the Redbirds off to a good start tonight. His National League leading 17th home run of the season has the Cardinals on top early. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Back to Collins and Karros.
Matt, thank you so much. Ichiro couldn't make that play in right field, and so it's going to be a 5th single of the day, or 5th hit for the Dodgers, coming with 2 strikes. Juan Rivera swings at the first pitch and pops it up foul territory. Justin Smoak makes the play. Second time today he has caught a foul ball on the warning track.
Well, Eric, you see Ichiro coming in right now. Looks like he's got a beat on it. Just bounces right before he hits the glove. Now, if he dives straight ahead, probably able to get a bit closer, but then you run the risk of that ball getting by you, and then you've got real problems.
So 1 out now here in the 3rd inning. Andre Ethier walked and scored back in the 1st. Ethier's been stuck on 9 home runs for a while. Batting average right at 300 on the nose. 48 runs batted in. Just got the inside scoop. Matt Kemp plans on taking Andre to Kansas City for the home run hitting contest. One and 0. Eric, the Dodgers didn't get 1 hit yesterday against the Mariners. What has the last 18 hours been like for a team that does that poorly in one particular game?
Well, at least for the Dodgers, it doesn't really matter. You got no hit. You had an opportunity to win the game. You had an opportunity to at least tie it. You played well. You ran into some good pitching. But as a player, that happened yesterday. It has no bearing on what goes on today. It's not as if you were a fan of the Dodgers and you're thinking, oh my goodness, we didn't get a hit. Oh, we're terrible. As I mentioned earlier, it's 162 games.
Down low, 2 balls and a strike to Andre Ethier. Dodgers continue to have a good approach against Jason Vargas. They've seen a bunch of pitches, and every single hit they have so far today, they've gotten with 2 strikes. Saws him off. Little cue shot into shallow center field, and a nice read and play made by Kyle Seager. There are now 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Herrera still on at first, and the hero in the 1st inning for the Dodgers, Jerry Hairston Jr., is second at bat.
And again, he battles and battles, and the more pitches you see, the more chance that pitcher is going to make a mistake. That's what Hairston did there. He finally gets something out over the plate. He drives it. 1 swing of the bat, 3 runs. You know, really, that's the only ball that's been hard hit against Vargas. Vargas has thrown the ball well. He just hasn't been able to put guys away.
It just speaks to what Don Mattingly's been able to do so far this season. Jerry Hairston, he has got 66 lifetime big league home runs. First had his cup of coffee in the big leagues in 1998 with Baltimore. So he's been around, not a huge power guy. Don's been using him in the middle of the lineup. We've actually seen him bat in the cleanup spot on 2 separate occasions. And he has delivered like a middle of the order type of hitter.
Well, Don Mattingly doesn't have a choice. That's the issue. The makeup of this ball club isn't built around power, not built around guys that drive the ball in the gap.
There goes Herrera. Good pitch to throw. Olivo. Throw goes into center field. Herrera didn't realize it. He'll have to stay at second. But the Dodgers now a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
Well, the second stolen base today. Herrera gets a pretty decent jump right there. Olivo doesn't make a good throw. See right there, Seager trying to get the ball. He's coming up. Doesn't stay down, but even though the ball gets by him, Herrera unable to advance to third.
Hard but foul. 2-2 now to Hairston.
You know, and this is where Vargas has to be careful. You know, it doesn't matter if Hairston goes down to first, then it's you against James Loney. You know, lefty versus lefty. Hairston got you, and in the last at bat has seen a lot of pitches from you.
Hairston checks his swing. Pitch misses down low. 3-2. So 60 pitches now for the 29-year-old Jason Vargas.
And right here, I'm nibbling on a corner. I'm throwing a pitcher's pitch. I don't care if I walk him. The last thing I want to do is give up a base hit and be down 4-0 to Clayton Kershaw.
Another hard smash off of Hairston's bat. This one is off the wall. In comes Herrera. Hairston on his way to second. He'll make it with a slide. Second straight extra base hit for Hairston, and the Dodgers take a 4-0 lead.
You know, I think that right there is where ego gets in the way. It's 3-2. You've got a base open. This pitch is a fastball right down the middle. He's the only guy that has hit the ball hard against you all day long. Doesn't matter if you put him down at first. You've got James Loney coming up next. Lefty versus lefty. You've got a new count. It just wasn't a real plan right there on that 3-2 pitch.
And the theme continues. That is now 6 straight 2-strike hits for the Dodgers. Loney fouls it back to the screen. Loney ended the first inning by bouncing out to the second baseman Seager. Dodgers 4 runs on 6 hits. Mariners have a couple of hits. A single by Ichiro, a double by Jesus Montero. That's it. Clayton Kershaw has struck out 5 through 2 innings. Well, maybe the Dodgers have Vargas right where they want him now. 2 strikes on the hitter Loney.
Well, again, this is the matchup that I thought Vargas should have taken rather than trying to get Hairston on a 3-2 fastball down the middle.
0-2. Up the middle. That'll make it through. Hairston being waved around third. He will score easily. Another 2-strike hit for the Dodgers. The lead is now 5-0. RBI number 19 on the year for James Loney. And Jerry Hairston Jr. scores for the second time.
Yeah, again, this is an 0-2 pitch, Eric. This is over the inner part of the plate. He gets a big part of the plate. When you're 0-2 ahead of the hitter, you've got to get something off. You've got a couple pitches you can waste, especially when you've got a guy out there at second base.
A.J. Ellis takes a pitch, and it's a called strike. 0-1. All 5 times that A.J. Ellis has batted in this series, he has taken a first pitch strike. So he's hit from behind this entire series. Loney off with the pitch. Throw down to second. And that's going to do it for the top half of the 3rd inning. Olivo throws out Loney, but the Dodgers score 2 more. Score of 5-0. Jerry Hairston Jr. has already driven in 4 runs. Jason Vargas tied for 2nd in the American League with 7 wins, but right now he is on the ropes.
Well, you see there Miguel Olivo talking to Vargas. Because again, his stuff hasn't been that bad. Really 2 hard hit balls, both by the same man, Jerry Hairston. But just the approach and going after guys and setting them up, it just can be a lot better.
Here's Brendan Ryan. Ryan's had a real tough start to the season with a bat in his hands. Just a batting average of 164. He's got a homer and 12 runs batted in. He's a Los Angeles native. Grew up a Dodger fan.
But as good a fielding shortstop as there is in the game, and really as big a part as anybody in that no-hitter last night. Eric Wedge inserting him defensively at the shortstop position. Made a real nice play, bang play against D. Gordon.
1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. That is now 6 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw. Home plate umpire Ted Baird is mic'd up. Let's hear what his day sounds like.
Yeah, it's on the swing. You okay? Okay, stop here.
You hot mic'd?
I'm hot mic'd. I should have warned you that.
I'm not going to say nothing.
Nah.
You know me anyway.
Well, what's the point of being mic'd if you're not going to say it? Come on, AJ, you got to help us out.
You know, first time through the lineup, Clayton Kershaw. He's actually given up a couple of hits, the single to Ichiro and the double to Jesus Montero, but no runs allowed, and he has struck out 6. And Eric, of the 6 strikeouts, 4 of them have been called strike 3s. One pitch to Ichiro.
Are the days of Ichiro and the batting average being well above 300, are those a thing of the past?
Yeah, I'd have to say they are. I mean, Father Time has never lost to anybody. Ichiro's game predicated on speed. Still, is he an effective ball player? But he is. But does he become a central piece in the rebuilding in the next few years? I don't think so. And that'll be a real hot topic around here. It's the last year on his deal. But moving forward, again, I'm just not sure how he fits in.
1-2 pitch. Misses outside. Yeah, the youth here at the Seattle Mariners, you see it all throughout the lineup. Of course, we're not going to see in this series. Felix Hernandez is still a young guy. There's a lot to look forward to with the Mariners. Ichiro, you just wonder when they turn it around if he'll still be in the mix. Now 38 years of age. And there's out number 2. Next Saturday on Baseball Night in America, interleague play returns as the Red Sox head to Wrigley Field to take on the Cubs. Boston looking to gain ground in the AL East. Or you'll see the Astros heading to Arlington to take on the Rangers, the Reds, Mets, Orioles, Braves, or Marlins, Rays. Baseball Night in America, telecast presented by Budweiser, begins next Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Check local listings for the game and start time in your area. Here's Sean Figgins. He struck out looking his only time up against Clayton Kershaw. Figgins is a guy who hasn't really been in the lineup much lately for Eric Wedge, but because he does have experience against Clayton Kershaw, he gets the start today. One of those days you probably go up to the manager and say, thanks, Skip.
Yeah, thanks for nothing. You know, now remember, Sean Figgins started the season as the leadoff hitter. Just played himself out of that spot, though. You know, ever since he signed, came up from the Angels, just hasn't worked out the way that the Mariners had hoped.
Well, we've already talked to Matt Kemp of the Dodgers. We're going to talk to Kevin Milwood tomorrow. Kevin Milwood yesterday threw 6 no-hit innings. He was the first of a total of 6 Mariner pitchers to pitch in that no-hitter yesterday. We're going to talk to Kevin and find out about his health and what it's like to be involved in a no-hitter once again. He threw one all by himself back in 2003. That's going to do it. Another strikeout for Clayton Kershaw. Dodgers up 5-0. Today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet, proud to support youth baseball in cities and towns across the country. By DirecTV, if you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. And by the makers of Bayer Advanced Aspirin, the official pain reliever of MLB.
Top of the fourth inning, Dodgers and Mariners. Jason Vargas still on the mound for Seattle, and joining us now for this half inning is veteran right-hander Kevin Milwood, who pitched the first 6 innings of a combined no-hitter yesterday. Kevin, right out of the chute, congratulations. Have you ever been involved with a game that was so as unusual as that one was?
No, I don't think so. Definitely wasn't something you expect to happen when you go out there, but it turned out pretty good for us anyway.
Kev, what did you guys do with the ball or the balls, or how do you divvy that up, or what happens there?
I claimed 2 balls for my kids, and other than that, I didn't want the final out ball. I thought Tom or one of those guys in the bullpen deserved that.
What a performance yesterday by 6 of the 13 guys on the pitching staff for the Mariners. Ground ball to third, make the dive. Liddy doesn't make the play. A.J. Ellis able to beat it out. So the Dodgers have the leadoff man aboard for the 4th straight inning. All right, Kevin, got to ask you came out of the game before starting inning number 7. You're throwing your warm-up pitches, and you just decided, you know what? I can't do it. We're showing people at home right now the pitches to Tony Gwynn Jr. that ended the 6th. What was the injury, and what's the prognosis that you're hearing right now?
Well, the next to the last pitch to Gwynn in the 6th, I felt something in my groin, my right groin, and then felt it again on the last pitch to him, and came in, got it stretched out a little bit, got it wrapped up, and when I went back out, it was the same thing, and I just wasn't able to use my legs at all, and best for me and best for the team also to just come out and let the bullpen take over.
So you spent the morning in the MRI tube. What did you find out? It's always an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, it was great. It was smoking hot and pretty tight in there. So it was, found out it was not a bad strain. So it, should be able to get back reasonably quick.
Mariners trying a real nice double play. 3-6-3. Justin Smoke to Brendan Ryan, and then back to Smoke. And they're now 2 outs. Bases clear in the 4th.
Yeah, Smoke made a real nice turn last night in a double play. Does it about as well as anyone. Makes a nice feed to Ryan. And then what's important, he's able to get back. Takes away the pitcher from the play. Because you want to keep those pitchers out of that play, right, Kevin?
Well, everybody says that. But, there's only one guy that gets to stand in the middle of the field. And more times than not, it's the best athlete on the field. So, we'll let you guys feel good about yourselves, though.
Alex Castellanos fouls it back to the screen. Kevin, I want to ask you about this year's Mariners team. There's so many young players. Of course, you've been around and played with a bunch of different teams and a lot of talented teammates. What are some of the things that you feel about the young players that you're playing with?
There is a lot of talent here, and I think everybody. I think that when you have this many young guys, there's going to be ups and downs, and you just kind of ride through them, and hope these guys can pull out of it, sooner rather than later, and they've done a good job of it lately. Been playing pretty good baseball and winning some series lately, and these guys have started to get some confidence. They're fun to watch.
Kevin, how many years do you have left?
Boy, that's a good question. I'm not sure if that's years or months. It's something that I've thought about, over the last couple of months, and it's something I'll figure out this off season. I'm gonna enjoy this year and see what happens.
Kevin, thank you so much for your time, and enjoy this no-hitter. What a tremendous performance it was for the pitching staff yesterday.
Thank you, guys.
5-0 Dodgers on top of the Mariners. Night in America presented by Budweiser. Dodgers off to a good start against the Seattle Mariners here at Safeco Field. Dodgers with 5 runs on 8 hits. Mariners have just 2 hits against Clayton Kershaw. They haven't scored. One of their 2 hits coming from this man right here, Jesus Montero, who doubled off the right field wall back in the first inning. He is hitting .414, Eric Karros, against left-handed pitching this year. High pop-up. Going to stay along the infield. Shallow center field, calling for it. The shortstop Courtney makes the play. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook for an interactive all-access pass to MLB on Fox this season. Get a behind-the-scenes look at the broadcast as well as up-to-date news from around the league. Follow us on Twitter at MLB on Fox and on Facebook at facebook.com/Fox Sports. Justin Smoke now will bat for the second time against Kershaw. He struck out back in the first inning. Kershaw has struck out 7 Mariners so far in the game. We began this game wondering about possibly Clayton Kershaw being banged up. I told you about the plantar fasciitis in his left foot. Doesn't look like it's bothering him right now.
No, and one of the things too, he doesn't have to hit, doesn't have to jog down to first base. Because of the score, he's basically taken the bunt element out of the game. Like I said prior, if I were the Mariners, I would have tested him. And the problem is, before you even get in the dugout with Seattle, you're down 3-0.
Smoke chases a pitch down in the dirt, 1-2. Well, not only has Clayton Kershaw had the strikeout working, he also has the fly ball working. We have not seen a ground ball out yet off the bat of these Seattle Mariners. Everything's been either pop up to an infielder or an outfielder.
Well, and really there's no better park in baseball to induce fly balls than here. And I say that just the ball doesn't travel, it's heavy air, it's a spacious field. You're not going to give up a lot of home runs. And if you're a pitcher and you're throwing in Seattle, your eyes are lighting up.
Smoke hits this one into center field. Tony Gwynn didn't get a great jump at all. Kind of surrounds the ball, and it drops. It's going to be a 1-out single for Smoke.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Eric. Not a real crisp route by Tony Gwynn Jr. His first step back, and it's really because of the swing. As a fielder, you try to read the swing of the hitter. That looked like a good, powerful swing, obviously off the label of the bat. Doesn't drive it. Drops in front of Tony Gwynn Jr.
That snaps a streak of 9 in a row retired by Kershaw. Here's Kyle Seager. Seager playing second base today. Dustin Ackley, the normal Mariners second baseman, getting the day off. So Seager, who's the everyday third baseman, moving across the diamond. There's Dustin Ackley. Ackley and Seager were college teammates at North Carolina. Actually went to 3 consecutive College World Series with the Tar Heels. And interestingly enough, Seager actually spent most of his time as a collegian as a second baseman. Dustin Ackley never played second base at North Carolina. He was a center fielder his first 2 years, and then ripped up his elbow in the Cape Cod League. Spent his junior year playing first base for North Carolina.
I think that speaks volumes of the guy's athletic ability. To be able to move around from the outfield to the infield, different infield spots.
Mariners keep waiting for Ackley to explode. This is a guy who was taken second overall in the 2009 draft. Only Steven Strasburg taken ahead of him. He's got a picture-perfect swing. He has hit at every level he's ever been at.
Yeah, I don't know, though. Can you explode in this ballpark? You know, offensively, just a very difficult place to hit. You know, you're going to talk about guys, you know, Edgar Martinez, or you're talking about Hall of Fame players. And, you know, that's one of the things that this organization has discussed and the topics come about in the last couple of weeks. Do you move the fences in here at Safeco? And I know if I'm an offensive player and I'm a free agent, do I want to come here? No way.
Another foul ball. Well, the numbers bear it out. On the road, the Mariners hit .257 as a team. At home, just .196. Now, I understand the power differentiation between home and road, but why is the batting average so radically different at home?
Well, because these guys are fly ball hitters. They're guys that drive. They're not the line drive, hit it in the alley. You know, these are some guys that want to lift and separate. And this is not a park conducive to that. Again, Edgar Martinez, Hall of Fame, should be a Hall of Famer when he comes up there. He wasn't a home run guy. You know, he was a line drive guy. You know, this park, it just does not carry well. It's just too darn big. Very similar to Petco in San Diego.
Down low in recent years, we have seen the Detroit Tigers, Comerica Park, New York Mets, Citi Field bring fences in. As you look at those numbers, wow, since 1921, the Mariners, it's obviously a small sample size. They've only played 23 home games this year, but a .196 team batting average here at home. 3-2 pitch to Seager. Misses inside. That's the first time today that the Mariners have drawn a walk on Clayton Kershaw. And they've got the makings of a rally here in the fourth inning.
Well, the thing about Clayton Kershaw, just as easy as he can get himself into trouble, he can get himself out. Very difficult to hit against when he does have runners in scoring position. And see, after that first inning, been relatively consistent. Really just a ground ball away from getting back in the dugout.
Here's the catcher, Miguel Olivo. And he takes ball one. Olivo, the 33-year-old veteran, born in the Dominican Republic. He's been with a whole bunch of teams. It's his second tour with the Mariners. He's been a White Sox, Padre, Marlin, Royal, Rocky. Kind of distinct in the fact that he's a good catch and throw guy, but he's also got power and speed as a younger player. He really ran the bases well.
Now, he got off to a real rough start here this year. He's been better as of late, but still coming into today's ball game at .216 on base percentage.
Smoke on at second, Seager on at first, and this ball is drilled deep to left center field. It is gone. Oh my, Miguel Olivo brings the Mariners right back in this game. A 3-run shot off of Clayton Kershaw. Only the 13th home run hit by the Mariners here at Safeco Field this year, and it's a no doubt about it shot.
Well, you see A.J. Ellis sets up inside, but this ball does not get in at all. Olivo, good extension. One swing of the bat, he makes it a 2-run ball game.
Now this year, for some reason, Clayton Kershaw giving up home runs at a swifter rate than in normal. That's his 8th home run allowed. This just his 13th start. Gave up 15 home runs in 33 starts all of last year. And maybe now the Mariners feeling as if they've got a chance against the National League Cy Young Award winner.
Well, this is a game of adjustments, whether you're pitching, whether you're hitting. And what may have worked for you last year may not work for you this year. You know, hitters are going to make adjustments to Clayton Kershaw. They're going to look for weaknesses, tendencies, break down video. And Clayton Kershaw, on the flip side, when those hitters make adjustments, then he's got to do the same. You can't just go with well, I got him out inside last year with fastballs. Oh, I did this. And he's got the ability to do it. The physical aptitude is there. You know, when he learns, or as he continues to learn how to pitch, how to set hitters up, he'll become better and better.
There's out number 2. Michael Saunders strikes out. 8 strikeouts now for Kershaw. Eric, was there anyone that you played against in your big league career that just never changed? Anyone that was effective for a number of years that just didn't have to make an adjustment?
Well, you wouldn't be effective for a number of years if you didn't make an adjustment. And you could have guys that had, you know, a great year, 1 year or 2 years, and then all of a sudden, and whether it was a hitter or whether it was a pitcher. And I talked to Rick Honeycutt, the pitching coach of the Dodgers, prior to today's game, and he was talking about the adjustments that Kershaw needs to make, and it doesn't just happen year to year. It can happen in an at-bat. It can happen in a game. You've got to constantly learn at this level.
Here's Rick Honeycutt standing next to Don Mattingly. Rick Honeycutt played for the Mariners their first year in Seattle, 1977. He was a hotshot prospect.
You know, I think where it really becomes apparent is as guys get older, you've got to make adjustments. Physically, you can't do the same thing. You know, for me, the guy that Cal Ripken, Hall of Fame shortstop for the Orioles, this guy had 1,000 different stances. I mean, 1 year he's crouched, the next year he's standing straight up, 1 year he's open. I mean, it's unbelievable. But it just goes to show you that if this is a guy, a Hall of Famer, changes like that.
Liddy went too far. A.J. Ellis, the catcher, will have to throw to first, and that retires the side. 9 strikeouts now for Kershaw, but damage done. Miguel Olivo, a 3-run home run that cuts the Dodger lead to 5-3. Welcome back, everyone. Seattle, Washington. Mariners have been playing baseball here in Seattle since 1977. Dodgers haven't played here, though, since 2000. They lost yesterday 1-0. Mariners, a 6-man no-hitter. 10th combined no-hitter in Major League Baseball history. D. Gordon, soft tapper. First base side, Justin Smoke with a flourish. Slides to the bag. There's out number 1 in the 5th inning. Tuesday was the 15th annual Mariners Education Day, where the entire team was spread out to area schools, urging kids to become members of the Mariner Moose Dream Team. Several thousand students in the Seattle and Highline school districts got a break from reading and math so they could get some life lessons from Seattle Mariner players. That's always a good thing. Mariners firmly entrenched here in the community. 35 years of baseball.
There have been some great ones over the years. Elian Herrera swings and misses at an off-speed pitch from Jason Vargas. Really good teams. Ken Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez, Jay Buhner.
And one Randy Johnson.
Oh, goodness. Into center field. That's going to drop. One out base hit for Elian Herrera, his second hit of the game. Dodgers now with 9 hits as a team off of Jason Vargas. Jason Vargas given up 3 runs in the first inning, a 3-run home run by Jerry Hairston. He gave up a couple more in the third. But now the Mariners trying to get right back into it. They put 3 on the board. It's a 5-3 game. Here's Juan Rivera. He has popped out to first twice, both times in foul territory. There's a strike called. 0-1 to Rivera. Dodgers 5 runs on 9 hits. Mariners 3 runs on 4 hits. We've had 2 home runs in the game. We have not had an error.
Well, remember, in Vargas's last outing on Monday against the Angels, he gave up a season-high 9 hits in just over 5 innings. He's at 9 right now.
Hopper's going to stay in the infield. Third time today that Juan Rivera has popped out to an infielder. Seager with the plate, 2 outs. Herrera still on at first. Now here comes an important out for Jason Vargas to try and get. It's lefty-lefty. Vargas and Andre Ethier. After Andre Ethier is Jerry Hairston Jr., who's had some really good swings at Vargas, a home run and a double. Herrera, the runner, on at first. Called strike 1.
Dodgers have attempted to steal 3 times today, been successful twice. Vargas looking over. If you know, right now 0-1, I'm not running. I leave that hole open for Ethier to hit through. If he gets 2 strikes, maybe then I think about it.
Vargas taking his time. He's thrown 8 straight strikes. And he misses with his potentially 9th consecutive. A little bit outside, 1-1. Vargas came into today's game allowing opponents a .227 batting average. Dodgers have hit him pretty well. 9 hits so far through 4 2/3. Down in the dirt, blocked by Olivo. With the 0-for-1 so far today, Andre Ethier has seen the batting average drop below 300. Now 298. Began this road trip 9 days ago, hitting 324. Eric, when Andre's going well, what are some of the things that jump out at you in terms of his success at the plate?
Well, with most hitters, you're driving the ball the opposite way. For him, he's using that left center field alley. You become patient as a hitter. When things aren't going well, you try to make things happen. Swinging at everything. You don't want to get to 2 strikes. But in his defense, he's had to face some pretty decent pitching. You know, the left-handers in Philadelphia aren't a ton of fun. Oh, Hamels and Lee. Well, Vargas isn't
There's a strike.
To hit. Yeah, I mean, it's look at guys are going to have ups and downs. You know, the thing is how quickly can you get out of them? And really, Andre, for the most part, has been great all year long. This is the first real bump in the road.
3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. The runner at first, Herrera, will be off with the pitch. There he goes. Swung on and tipped at the plate.
You know, in Andre's case, quite frankly, I'm surprised that he hasn't had more struggles this year. Because Matt Kemp has been out, teams haven't had to go after him. I think he's done an unbelievable job.
Three-two swung on and missed. Vargas strikes out Ethier. Dodgers strand a man at first. 5-3 Dodgers on top of the Mariners. Glad to have you along with us here in Seattle, Washington. Overcast day, temperatures in the high 50s, but a nice crowd for a Saturday ball game here in Seattle. Clayton Kershaw getting the start against Jason Vargas. Vargas given up 5 runs to the Dodgers on 9 hits. Kershaw has given up 3 runs to the Mariners on 4 hits. Brendan Ryan shows bunt and takes a strike. Ryan struck out looking back in the 3rd inning. He's the number 9 hitter, so this is the final man that Clayton Kershaw will face his 2nd time through the lineup. Kershaw already with 9 strikeouts in the game. Fly ball caught in shallow right field by Alex Castellanos. That is out number 1 here in the 5th. This MLB on Fox season, Fox Sports is proud to support Boys and Girls Clubs of America, a place where youth can reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. To learn more, please visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports. Ichiro swings at the first pitch and he hits a fly ball to center field. Tony Gwynn Jr. makes the play. Quickly 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Clayton Kershaw trying to be as great off the field as he's been great on the field. Last couple of years, he and his wife have made it over to Africa and tried to create something, building an orphanage in Zambia called Hope's Home. Clayton and his wife have actually written a book. Arise, live out your faith and dreams on whatever field you find yourself. It's
about their life, trips in Africa. It's just one of those missions that they've decided is very important to them. Raising money, and not only just giving money, but also showing support by being over there for weeks at a time each of the last 2 off seasons.
Well, and that just speaks volumes of his maturity. I mean, you're talking about a young man in his 20s. He's had the success that he's already had at the big league level in Los Angeles. He acts like a veteran. Actually, there's a lot of veterans that wouldn't do that sort of stuff. And I think that's why, the Dodger organization, you got to lock this guy up. You got to keep him around, because what he means on the field and off the field, really unparalleled.
1-2 to Figgins, swung on and missed. This is going to be a quick 1-2-3 inning for Kershaw. He throws just 7 pitches. He has now struck out 10. It's a 5-3 Dodger lead over the Mariners. Today's game is sponsored by Foster's. Grab some for your mates with Foster's, Australian for beer. And by Jeep. Top of the 6th inning. Let's take a look at our Jeep game summary. Dodgers on top of the Mariners by a score of 5-3. Jerry Hairston Jr. with a nice day so far.
Yeah, and here he comes leading up, but it's been a battle of 3-run shots right now. Miguel Olivo, a 3-run home run for the Mariners. Hairston in the first inning, a 3-run shot for the Dodgers. Yeah, I got to say, but Vargas has battled today. He hasn't had his great stuff. But the one thing you have to be excited about as a Seattle fan is just his ability to stay in the game, to go out there, to keep battling. Very easy to pitch when you've got your great stuff. Difficult to go out there when things aren't going your way.
Vargas has thrown 93 pitches now, 33 of them coming back in the first inning. That pitch misses inside. Vargas has been in trouble every single inning for the most part. He's given up at least 1 hit every inning. Leadoff man has been aboard 4 of the first 5 innings. In total, he's given up 9 hits to the Dodgers. Softly to the shortstop, Brendan Ryan with great hands. Fields and fires. There's now 1 out here in the 6th inning. First time today that Hairston has been retired.
Well, and you talk about the hits today. You look up on the scoreboard and the Dodgers have 9. You're thinking Vargas, man, getting hit all over the park. Outside of the 2 balls that Hairston has hit, they haven't been hit hard. They're with 2 strikes. They're off the end of the bat. They're finding holds. They're bloopers. I mean, a hit is a hit. the bottom line is Vargas has thrown pretty darn well.
Here's James Loney. He drove in a run back in the 3rd inning and was cut down trying to steal second. That ended the frame. Loney takes inside. Loney was taken in the 1st round by the Dodgers back in 2002 out of a high school in the Houston area. Dodgers have not taken a position player with their 1st pick in the 1st round until just a couple of days ago on Monday, when the Dodgers selected Corey Seager in the 1st round. He's from the Charlotte, North Carolina area. He is the younger brother of Kyle Seager, who's playing second base today for the Mariners. I had a chance to talk to Kyle Seager about his brother, and he was just beaming. Says he's bigger than me, he's stronger than me, he's faster than me.
But he's not in the big leagues.
That's right, big difference.
Kyle had the big hit last night. Really played well for the Mariners as of late, driving in a lot of runs.
On the ground, softly hit. 3rd baseman Liddy cuts off Ryan. There's out number 2. So A.J. Ellis is now going to be the batter for the Dodgers. His last time up, hit a little ground ball and beat it out at first.
What'd you get?
His first career infield single.
I don't believe that. The way you run, I don't believe that.
I love the relationship between a catcher and the home plate umpire. It's Ted Barrett, the home plate umpire, who's got the microphone. And A.J. Ellis swings at the 1st pitch. Folks, this is just the 8th time this year that A.J. Ellis swung at the 1st pitch in an at-bat. 9-pitch inning for Jason Vargas. He's back on the beam. It's a 5-3 Dodger lead. Night in America and the Rays Marlins contest. Ben Zobrist has sure enjoyed the trip southeast. His 2nd home run of the night, part of a 9-0 Rays lead. The Yankees are hot on Tampa's heels, starting play just a half game out of first. They too are in the midst of a regional rivalry series. David Wright's 8th of the season has put the Mets on top 2-1. Yankees threatening in the 6th as we send you back out to Seattle. Matt, thank you so much. What has happened to those Miami Marlins? They've lost 4 in a row. They just can't seem to get the big hit anymore. They get shut out again.
And they struggled the 1st month of the season, and then Stanton really let them. May just got hot. Team was torrid. He'll be there at the end, no question.
Now the Tampa Bay Rays, though, they're looking to win their 3rd in a row. Tampa Bay, New York, Baltimore. Geez, Toronto still over 500. Boston right there, 29-29, beginning the day. That's going to be a beast of a division.
I mean, you could get 3 teams to make the playoffs from one division this year. Obviously, the expansion with an extra wild card in each league.
Boston a loser today, so they've fallen below 500, but they're going to be a force. I think everyone probably just assumes that sooner rather than later they're going to run off a nice winning streak and get right back into that picture.
Well, the thing is, though, in that division, it's not as if you have one or two teams that are going to help you run off that winning streak. Every single game you're playing is a competitive game. You know, it's not like the National League West where you've got the Padres and the Rockies, and you know, Arizona's starting to play better.
0-2 pitch to Jesus Montero, and that rides up and in. Montero is hit with the pitch. He was not expecting that 0-2. And the leadoff man going to be aboard here for the Mariners in the 6th.
Yeah, and that's without the arm guard. Trying to go up and in, keep him off the plate. Remember, Montero drove that ball over the right fielder's head in the first. This thing, that's all elbow, and that just flat out hurts.
Mariners actually not used to the experience of getting hit with a pitch. For Montero, it's the first time this season he's been hit. For the Mariners as a team, Eric, it's just the 5th time that anyone has been hit. This is their 61st game, so it just doesn't happen.
Well, and it's a team that doesn't have a real slugger, a real intimidating hitter. You know, look at that welt. It's already starting. I mean, that looks like another bone already right there.
Just blows me away. Only 5 times the Mariners have been hit in the first 61 games.
But again, if you're an opposing pitcher, you know, why do you have to go in off the plate against this lineup, especially in this ballpark? It's not as if they have that guy, that big slugger, or that big intimidating hitter. There's really no reason. And again, you had 2 strikes on Montero. He had driven a ball over the right fielder's head earlier in the game. Clayton just trying to establish the inside.
Here's Justin Smoke. He got things started for the Mariners in the 4th inning. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up. D. Gordon, the shortstop, a couple of steps into the outfield grass, makes the play. Out number 1. So Smoke is retired. He's now 1 for 3 on the day. Next man in line, Kyle Seager against Clayton Kershaw. Seager still just 24 years of age. This is first time in a career he has started the season with the big league club. They think he's got a chance to be special, not only for what he can do defensively with his flexibility, but he seems to drive in big runs.
Well, he hits well with runners in scoring position. He doesn't get caught up in the moment, but he's also the type of guy that could flourish in this ballpark. A line drive guy, a gap to gap guy. You know, he's not caught up in trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. You know, his ego won't get in the way here.
If there's a Dodger fan out there hoping for a ground ball double play, don't get your hopes up. Clayton Kershaw has not thrown a ground ball out so far in today's game. And nothing but pop-ups, flyouts, and strikeouts. 2 balls, no strikes to Seager. Montero, the runner on at first. Mariners down a pair as we play the home half of the 6th. This is just the 2nd time today that Kershaw has had a 2-0 count to a Mariner hitter. 2-1. Seager walked his last time up and walked home from first base on the Miguel Olivo home run. That's been the only offense today for the Mariners. A 3-run shot by Olivo back in the 4th. So, Eric, just from the what-if category, we were talking a couple innings ago about what the Mariners could do to try and generate some offense. And some people have said, you know, move the fences in. Do you really think that is something that could be worthwhile for the Mariners to do, just in terms of the aesthetics of the ballpark and changing the complexion of their team?
Well, I think it makes a lot of sense. First of all, maybe this place becomes more attractive to free agents. You're talking about the big offensive players. You'd have to overpay a ton to get somebody to come here if they're offensive minded. You remember Juan Gonzalez many years ago, with the Detroit situation. He didn't want to go there. Not hitting in that ballpark. Turned down over $100 million. I mean, it's not just about this ball club and these hitters. It's about the future.
Pop up, third base side. That'll make it into the stands.
I thought Jason Vargas, the pitcher today for the Mariners, made a pretty darn astute comment about a week ago when he was asked about moving the fences in. And he said, absolutely. I'd take that. We score more runs. I'll take it upon myself to limit the other team. Usually you hear pitchers say, no, keep the fences way back.
Oh, Montero caught off of first. No reason for that to happen. And that's going to be an easy second out. Clayton Kershaw just pulled the experience card on the rookie Jesus Montero. So the Dodgers catch a break here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, you talk about the experience card there, the inexperience of Montero out there. Just nowhere to go in this situation.
And Seager still in the batter's box. He's seen a bunch of pitches. Fouls away a 3-2 pitch. He has seen 19 pitches so far today in his first 3 at-bats against Kershaw. Kershaw with 10 strikeouts through 5 2/3. Up high, second time today that Seager has drawn a walk. He's the only Mariner to walk against Kershaw. So the left-hander obviously seeing the ball fairly well against the left-hander Kershaw.
Again, Seager is a type of player that offensively can flourish in this ballpark. He's a patient hitter. He's shown the ability to drive the ball the other way. He's been good in clutch situations this year.
All right, here comes the guy who's been the main offense for the Mariners. Miguel Olivo, a 3-run home run back in the 4th inning. Talk about the dimensions of the ballpark. There's no ballpark in the American or National League that was going to keep that ball in.
No, absolutely crushed. Left center field over the 388 sign.
Seager didn't get a good read on that throw over to first by Kershaw. He's back with the head first dive.
Well, you talked about that home run. That thing is out over the plate. Ellis trying to go in, and again, as you mentioned, no doubt about that thing. That's why Kershaw just needs to focus on the hitter. Seager's not going anywhere.
First 2 pitches both missed the mark. So the second straight batter that begins at bat against Kershaw, 2-0. We've been talking all evening long about Jason Vargas and the fact that he's been laboring, throwing a lot of pitches. Clayton Kershaw just caught up to him. This is going to be pitch number 100 for Kershaw. That's the exact number that Vargas has thrown. It's a strike, 2-1.
You see that 4th inning, 28 pitches.
Two-1. Lifted in the air. Is it going to be playable for James Loney? Getting close to the rail. Makes the play. Side is retired. We've made it through 6 innings. Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers leading 5-3. Dodgers on top of the Mariners, which played the 7th inning by a score of 5-3. Now it's time for Just for Men Auto Stop Foolproof Stat. And Clayton Kershaw, look at that, 2.62. That's the lowest ERA for starters since 2009. Better than Roy Halladay, King Felix, Adam Wainwright, and Josh Johnson at the minimum of 400 innings of work. And wow, this guy's still just 24 years of age. Just as the Dodgers can count on Clayton Kershaw, you can count on Just for Men Auto Stop for foolproof results. New pitcher now for the Mariners. Hishashi Iwakuma comes on. He replaces Jason Vargas, who goes 6 innings. He was up and down for those 6 innings. He leaves on the hook for the loss unless the Mariners can rally.
See, Iwakuma not used all that often this year, only 7 games. And one thing Eric Wedge has been able to do, though, is mix and match his bullpen. Did a great job last night. Remember, he started the season with League as the closer, and now he's moved into that 8th spot. But he's handled all these guys really well.
0-1 pitch to Tony Gwynn Jr. There's a strike. 0-2. Gwynn so far today a single with 2 strikes in the 2nd inning. Also hit into a double play. That was in the 4th. Closing the book on Jason Vargas. Eric, he gave up 9 hits to the Dodgers. 8 of the 9 hits he gave up coming with 2 strikes. Just couldn't put the Dodger hitters away. Down in the dirt, 1-2.
Yeah, you know, one of the things, though, for Vargas on a positive note is he battled today. You know, he kept this a game, didn't let it get out of hand. He didn't have his great stuff. You know, I think if anything, he made the mistake the 2nd time up to Hairston on a 3-2 pitch going after him with Loney on deck. Ended up being a double. Just not smart there.
Softly right side. Oh, nice scoop. Seager over to first. There's out number 1. Ken Rosenthal joins us from New York with more on the Seattle Mariners' future.
Guys, the Mariners' 6-man no-hitter on Friday night amounted to an organizational triumph. And as Mariner fans know, there is more pitching help on the way. Left-hander Danny Hultzen, the 2nd overall pick in last year's draft, has a 1.28 ERA at AA, but the Mariners are not yet talking about promoting him. Another pitcher at AA, right-hander Taijuan Walker, might have an even higher ceiling than Hultzen, and a scout says that he has the makeup of the Yankees' Derek Jeter.
Thank you, Ken. Yeah, well, that's what they need. Even more pitching to go along with Felix Hernandez and some of the young pitchers they have right now. But Derek Jeter makeup, is there a higher compliment than that?
It's as good as it gets.
Alex Castellanos hits it hard into the hole. Brendan Ryan not going to have enough arm right there. Infield single for Castellanos, just his 3rd big league base hit.
You know, expanding on what Ken Rosenthal said, though, obviously this park, the way it's set up right now, is built for pitching. You have to catch the ball. You have to have good pitching. But if you're going to do that offensively, you've got to you're not going to have power, so you better have contact guys and you better have speed guys. And I'm not sure they're there yet. And that's one of the reasons why they think, well, do we bring in the fence? Do we not bring in the fence? You know, they've got to make a decision what they're going to do there, and then they'll build their team appropriately.
And one of the reasons why the Mariners felt comfortable in trading Michael Pineda over to the Yankees in the offseason for Jesus Montero, number 1, they needed the offense, and number 2, they knew that they had pitching in the pipeline. D. Gordon, single back in the 1st inning, stole a base and scored a run. He's also hit into an ultra rare for him double play and bounced out to the first baseman. Dodgers continue to play without their star Matt Kemp, who's on the disabled list with a hamstring injury. Probably won't be back until right around the All-Star break. They've got the best record in all of baseball coming in today, 15 games over 500. 0-2 to Gordon.
Well, the Dodgers have done what they needed to do. They've played a schedule where they haven't had to travel a lot. Only 1 trip to the Eastern time zone. Played a lot of games within their division, but they've won. And the schedule becomes more difficult. The travel becomes more difficult. You know, and as they've passed every test up to this point, they're going to have more tests.
Castellanos, the runner on at first. 1 out. Gordon awaiting the 0-2. Iwakuma takes his time, and Gordon flips it foul. The Dodgers just starting 2 weeks of interleague play. 15 consecutive games against the American League, and the Dodgers have not been particularly proficient against AL teams in recent years. Since 2005, the Dodgers are just 39-73 against the American League. On the ground is short. Ryan over to Seager, on to first. Wow, maybe the only time in D. Gordon's career he hits into 2 double plays in the same game. Time to stand up and stretch it out. Dodgers on top of the M's, 5-3. Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway MPG, and by the makers of One A Day Men's, the official multivitamin of MLB. Clayton Kershaw remains in the game for the Dodgers. He has gone 6 innings, 10 strikeouts. He's given up 3 earned runs, 1 swing of the bat of Miguel Olivo, delivering all 3 of those runs. A 3-run home run back in the 4th inning. Michael Saunders hits the first pitch he sees here in the 7th inning. Third baseman Elian Herrera with the play. 1 up and 1 down. How would you rate Clayton Kershaw's performance?
He's thrown well. He hasn't had his great stuff either. He's been up in the zone, hasn't been able to locate all of his pitches, but you know, for the most part, he's got to be happy with this start. Granted, it's a young Seattle club. It's a team that swings and misses a lot. It's a big ballpark, a great ballpark to pitch in. You know, I don't think he's been at his sharpest, but he has to be satisfied with what he's done.
There has not been a ground out so far today off the bat of a Seattle Mariner hitter. 8 fly ball outs, 10 strikeouts, and 1 out was recorded on a caught stealing. Alex Liddy. Liddy, the first Italian-born and developed big leaguer. He's from San Remo, Italy.
just 23 years of age. His father was exposed to baseball and taught Alex the game at an early age. The Mariners have been so aggressive internationally over the years.
Well, former Dodger catcher Mike Piazza, the hitting coach for the Italian national team, got to spend time with this young man. I asked Alex yesterday, I said, what did Mike tell you as a hitting coach? You know, Mike gives this spiel all the time, and it makes hitting sound so easy. But he says, come on. You know, he says, you're going to get up 4 times in a game. That means you're going to get 12 strikes. You get 12 strikes. All you have to do is hit 4 of them hard. That's it.
That's it, huh? Swung on and missed. Mike Piazza maybe covering the eyes right there. Alex Liddy strikes out. That is now strikeout number 11 for Clayton Kershaw. 2 down here in the 7th.
Now you see this pitch, a breaking ball, just drops off the table. And that's the thing. When you're throwing those sorts of pitches, you want to throw them out of the zone, especially when you're ahead in the count. Even. How's that sound? Even when you're even. Kershaw, nice job. But again, this is a ball club that swings and misses a lot.
Here's Brendan Ryan. Ryan is a LA guy. Just how much of an LA guy? Well, he grew up just a block and a half away from former Dodger owner Peter O'Malley. Hancock Park. Said he used to go to Dodger Stadium all the time. Played in Dodger Stadium on the day that he graduated from high school. His high school baseball team, they were allowed to graduate earlier in the day. They walked across the stage. They threw their caps up in the air, and then he was off to Dodger Stadium to play a baseball game. Brendan Ryan actually had never played shortstop until he made it to junior college. He grew up as a second baseman, and now he's considered to be one of the elite glove men at shortstop in the big leagues. 2-1 to Ryan. Swung on and missed. 2-2.
Remember, he was the starting shortstop for the St. Louis Cardinals. Again, as you mentioned, an excellent glove man. The problem with him is he just doesn't hit. And I mean, I'm not talking about 250 or 240. It just has not been what they had hoped.
Checks his swing on a pitch down in the dirt. 3-2. Brendan Ryan 0 for 2. He struck out looking back in the 3rd inning. Now he awaits a 3-2 pitch from Clayton Kershaw with Ichiro on deck. Do it again. Mariners have managed just 4 hits against Kershaw. They've got those 3 runs. The Dodgers in double figures, 10 hits for their 5 runs. There's Clayton Kershaw's 114th pitch. And off to throw another. Eric, his season high for pitch is 117. So he's almost right there.
Well, he gets Brendan Ryan right here. If they go to Suzuki, Don Mattingly has a decision to make.
Three-two. Swung at ball 4. Brendan Ryan not too pleased with himself. That's 12 strikeouts now for Kershaw. The 8th is next. 5-3. Dodgers on top of the Mariners.
Best baseball night in America is presented by Budweiser. It's been a real fun environment here in a Saturday evening in Seattle. Safeco Field, Dodgers and Mariners. Mariners have called Safeco Field home since July of 1999. Dodgers last played here in 2000. It has been a while. Friday night, a combined 6-man no-hitter for the Mariners. The Dodgers, as we speak, with a 2-run lead over the Ends as we play inning number 8. Hishashi Iwakuma on for his second inning of work. Elian Herrera leads things off, and he takes down low. 2 balls, no strikes to Herrera, who will be followed by Juan Rivera and Andre Ethier.
Herrera here ahead in the count. His job just to get down to first base. Obviously, the Dodgers would like to have a bit more of a cushion. Clayton Kershaw probably done for the day.
Down low, 3-0. Don Mattingly has a lot of guys like Herrera that he can call on. Herrera's a guy who can play short, he can play second, he's at third base. We've seen him out in the outfield. He's a switch hitter, he runs fairly well. Dodgers have a bunch of guys with a lot of different facets to their game.
Well,
Jerry Hairston plays a bunch of positions. Ivan De Jesus.
Well, that's a one thing. Don Mattingly has guys that have a lot of versatility. And I was talking to him yesterday prior to the game, and he said the lineup is almost like a puzzle. You're trying to fit certain pieces, get guys playing time, get them in the right position, trying to match up with when you have an off day, who you're facing. A lot of work, not just showing up at the park and writing the same 7 or 8 names in the lineup.
3-2. Lifted foul and out of play. Yeah, the Dodger disabled list, it is lengthy. It's not just Matt Kemp, but also the guy who's going to be the everyday second baseman, Mark Ellis, not with the team. Javi Guerra, who was the closer at the beginning of the season, he's on the DL. Matt Guerrero was supposed to be a big piece of the puzzle, back end of the bullpen. He's on the DL.
Don't forget your everyday third baseman, right? Uribe on the DL.
Ted Lilly, who was off to a great start in the rotation. Herrera goes too far. That's going to be a strikeout for Iwakuma, his first strikeout since coming out of the pen. Visit MLB.com/FanGuide. Register for a chance to win a VIP experience for 2 to a 2012 World Series game presented by Scott's, the official lawn care company of MLB. So out number 1 here in the top of the 8th inning. Juan Rivera will get his first look at Iwakuma. Dodgers haven't scored since the 3rd inning. They scored 3 times in the first, 2 times in the 3rd, but then a bunch of zeros ever since. They're getting back to Don Mattingly. What's the best thing that he does now in his 2nd year as a manager?
Probably more than anything, he's able to deal with personalities. I think that arguably is more important than strategies.
Hard into left field, 1-out single for Rivera. Dodgers trying to get a rally here in the 8th inning. Dodgers record has been terrific all season long. Don Mattingly's got the team in first place. 15 games over 500, 3.5 games over the Giants in the West as we speak. And will this be all for Iwakuma? Eric Wedge making the stroll out to the mound. And he does indeed want the ball. We'll tell you who's coming out of the Mariners bullpen when we come back to Seattle. for Men Auto Stop foolproof stat. It's about the right fielder for the Mariners, Ichiro Suzuki. Look at that, 2,000 singles, close to 300 doubles, the triples, 99 home runs. Just as the Mariners can count on Ichiro, you can count on Just for Men Auto Stop for foolproof results. Lucas Litke comes on. He was part of that no-hitter in yesterday's game. He pitched a third of an inning. He is on for a left-on-left matchup here. Litke against Andre Ethier with a runner on at first base.
Well, and you see that ERA yet to give up an earned run, but also you see those walks.
Ethier pops it up. Shallow left field, calling for it. The shortstop Ryan. That is out number 2 here in the 8th inning.
Well, you see Litke, 0 earned runs in his first 21 appearances. We talked about, though, the control not great. 10 walks already. And you see Eric Wedge. Litke's done his job. We're going to get another one in.
Litke throws one pitch. He gets Andre Ethier to pop out. We'll tell you who's next for the Mariners in a moment. Eighth inning, Jerry Hairston has had a really nice evening. These are Mazda better, smarter, stronger. This is back in inning number 1. A 3-run home run on a 2-strike pitch. Jerry Hairston getting some even couple more extra base hits in the game. He's a double off the left field wall, driving in a run in the 3rd inning. He would score twice. Jerry Hairston was the stronger one tonight. Brought to you by Mazda, better, stronger, smarter. Hairston facing Sean Kelly out of the bullpen for the Mariners. He is the 4th pitcher to come on now for Eric Wedge.
Yeah, this more of a guy that's going to hit corners, more of a control guy. Now, Hairston, though, you talk about it, one of those guys that, again, you don't expect him to be a real cog in the middle of the lineup, but when asked to do so, he steps up. That home run, 3-0 before the Mariners even get themselves in the dugout.
Takes a strike there, 1-2. Hairston batting with 2 outs. The runner on at first base is Juan Rivera. The Mariner bullpen has been really good in recent days. They're working on a streak of 13 consecutive scoreless innings. Outside, 2-2.
You know, if you're Kelly, that's where you've got to stay with Hairston. You know, if he's going to hit and get on base, make him do it to right field. Don't try and sneak that fastball in. Not today.
Again, Hairston seeing a whole bunch of pitches. Works the count full, 3-2. So the runner at first, Rivera, will be off with the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Dodgers up by a pair. James Loney getting ready on deck. There goes Rivera. Swung on, and that'll be a single to right field. Rivera chugging towards third. Ichiro trying to cut it off. Dodgers are going to send Rivera. He rounds third. Here's the throw. Not in time. Jerry Hairston has done it again. His second double. His 5th run batted in of the day.
Well, this is a great at-bat by Hairston because he's figuring, look, the pitcher's not going to give me anything inside. I'm going to look for something out over the plate and drive it. That's what he does right there. Gets a breaking ball, drives it to right center. Gets it far enough in the alley to score Rivera.
Jerry Hairston began his big league career way back in 1998, and this would be a career day. A career high 5 runs batted in this evening.
Also helped, though, that was a 3-2 count. Rivera moving on the pitch.
It's the Dodgers' 9th 2-strike hit of the day. And all 6 of their runs have come with 2 outs. Mariners a 1-0 winner yesterday. A 6-man no-hitter thrown. Right now the Dodgers on top 6-3. Loney takes up and in 1-1. Loney drove in a run back in that 3rd inning. Single to center field, scoring Hairston from second. Similar situation right here. Off speed, misses outside. Dodgers 6 runs, 12 hits. The Mariners 3 runs on just 4 hits. Clayton Kershaw has struck out 12 through 7 innings. Now they're just going to intentionally walk Loney.
The right thing to do here. Get the righty versus righty matchup. Now you saw Ellis. He swung at the first pitch in his previous at bat. Popped out. So you got to be thinking if you're the Mariners. There is no way he is swinging at this first pitch.
In all of Major League Baseball, no one swings at the first pitch as infrequently as that man. It was just the 8th time this year that Ellis has swung at the first pitch. About 4% of the time. Very patient hitter who is among the leaders in both batting average and on base percentage. All right, look at this. First pitch swinging percentage. A.J. Ellis, 4% of the time. That's the lowest in all of baseball. The guy who's the freest of free swingers, Josh Hamilton. Radically different approaches, but both of them having good offensive seasons.
Well, the thing with the word on Josh Hamilton is he makes up his mind a month ahead of time whether or not he's swinging. And the problem, I shouldn't say the problem, the difficulty in pitching to Josh Hamilton is his ability to drive the ball out of the park anywhere. His ability to hit the ball hard anywhere. He's not one of those guys that, oh, he's great inside or he's great outside.
Swung on and missed. Sean Kelly strikes out. A.J. Ellis. Side is retired. Dodgers get another run. They lead 6-3 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. By Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And by Just for Men, mustache and beard, keep living the dream. And Clayton Kershaw is done. He throws 115 pitches, goes 7 innings, strikes out 12.
Also important, only 2 walks, both to Kyle Seager. But Kershaw, he was good. He wasn't his great stuff, but he was good. I mean, it's hard to say he wasn't great with 12 strikeouts, but.
Here's Ronald Belisario working to Ichiro. Ichiro hits it into center field. It's going to hang up in the air long enough. And that is out number 1 as Tony Gwynn makes the play. Play Fox Baseball Hot Streak and win cash prizes. It's as easy as picking a player, picking a stat, and starting a hot streak. Plus, pick 15 straight correctly and win $15 in Fox Sports shopping bucks. Log on to foxsports.com/fantasy and start your streak today. Pinch hitter here. This is Karp coming off the bench, replacing Figgins. Mike Karp in yesterday's game got the start and was replaced late in the game by Figgins. Now the other way around. Sean Figgins did not have a good day against Clayton Kershaw. Went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Ronald Belisario misses down low, 97 miles per hour with the fastball.
Yeah, you know, Belisario's the guy, too, that coming into this season, Dodgers weren't counting on at all. He didn't know if he was going to be on the club, make the club, how he was going to pitch. And he's become a real integral part of this team. This guy has unhittable stuff. He's had some issues off the field. Still deals with those.
And he was on the restricted list last year. It's actually the 3rd time in his professional career that he didn't throw 1 pitch throughout the course of a season. Missed all of 2005 and all of 2006 with injury. And then with the restricted list last year, that's a lot of missed time for Belisario. 2-2 pitch to Karp, misses inside. But he's got a good arm. Belisario, just 29 years of age, doesn't have a lot of mileage on that arm, at least at the big league level. And he looks the part, 6'3", 243 pounds. He's been getting results so far this season.
Yeah, and he just slings the ball. As a hitter, it's not a comfortable at-bat at all.
Now there's a 1-out walk, so Karp is aboard here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's Jesus Montero, 22-year-old Venezuelan. He's 1 for 2 in today's game. He doubled back in the 1st inning. He's popped out to short, and he also was drilled by a Clayton Kershaw fastball his last time up.
Yeah, you see he's got a sleeve on his left arm, and that's not for padding purposes or for protection as much as it just to keep the swelling down. And this ball just ran in on him and smoked him right in the left elbow. I tell you, as a hitter, that is, it almost feels like it's a headache. It's just going boom, 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 boom. And if I'm Belisario, I'm running the ball in on his hands right now.
Montero chops it foul. Montero on 3 different occasions, the top prospect. And the New York Yankees organization was dealt from the Yankees to the Mariners in the offseason and immediately became the top prospect in the Mariners chain. Just incredible power. All fields. That is foul. Just foul, says third base umpire Brian Runge.
Well, Belisario has him set up now for an outside fastball or a slider. Montero knows that Belisario is trying to come in. He was sitting on an inside pitch right there.
Dodgers have done a lot of damage with the 2-strike base hit. Mariners trying to do the same here. 0-2 to Montero. Harp the runner on at first. And he fooled him, just pulled the string. Belisario has a strikeout. That's his first strikeout since coming out of the pen.
Well, he does. He goes outside with the slider. And again, you could tell with that last swing that Montero was sitting on an inside fastball. He's sitting on something inside. A.J. Ellis recognized that, set him up away, and got the strikeout.
Here's the switch hitting first baseman Justin Smoke, batting from the left-hand side for the first time today. 1 for 3, scored a run. Now is against Clayton Kershaw. Takes outside, ball 1. Now Smoke turns out to be the player that the Mariners hope he could be. They've got something there with Montero and Smoke in the middle of the lineup. Both these guys, just enormous power. Smoke had a nice week a week ago. Takes a called strike, 1-1.
You know, Smoke, though, for me, still, he's not a patient enough hitter. He comes into today with a 280 on base percentage. Doesn't like to hit with 2 strikes. Swings at a lot of bad balls.
Swung on and missed, 1-2. When do you learn the patience if you're a hitter? How is it possible?
Well, it's not that you learn it. It's you accept it. And it's something like a Jim Thome. He's up there. He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. He's not afraid to strike out. I mean, you can go up there and make contact and make, you know, and hit the ball. But Smoke is paid to drive the ball. See some pitches.
A little bit inside, 2-2.
Have some confidence in your ability. You know, and again, is it something that is a process, and that's what these Mariners hope, that as Smoke gets more and more experience, he'll become a more confident hitter.
Here's the 2-2. High pop-up into right field. Castellanos makes the play. Side is retired. Belisario does his job, and the Dodgers go to the 9th, up by 3. By Budweiser. We're in Seattle, Washington with Eric Karros. I'm Eric Collins. Dodgers on top of the Mariners 6-3 as we play inning number 9. Tony Gwynn leads things off for the Dodgers against Sean Kelly. Fourth pitcher of the day for the Mariners. Jason Vargas began the game. With now 3 different relievers working here in the late innings. Clayton Kershaw in line to pick up a win for the Dodgers. He struck out 12 in his 7 innings of work. Leadoff single there for Tony Gwynn Jr. Dodgers with good speed aboard here in the 9th inning. Now don't forget, coming up right here on Fox, the All-Star Game, the biggest event of the summer. Baseball's greatest stars battle for home field advantage in the Fall Classic. The road to the World Series begins with the 2012 MLB All-Star Game Tuesday, July 10th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Felix Hernandez, he was possibly going to start the game for the Mariners tomorrow, but Eric Wedge just deciding, you know what, we've got an off day on Monday, we'll start him on Tuesday. And let's just be careful with the guy who's been a little bit nicked up so far this year.
Well, and he was also talking about he was going to get the same number of starts from him prior to the All-Star break, whether he started tomorrow or Tuesday. So, as you mentioned, why not give him a couple extra days? Could be your All-Star representative from the Mariners this year in Kansas City.
Alex Castellanos fouls it back to the screen. He's down in the count 0-2. Castellanos had an infield single his last time up, just his 3rd big league base hit and 20 big league at bats now. It's a guy who wasn't drafted out of high school, got cut from his junior college baseball team, spent a year off, just was playing summer ball with some friends, got seen and signed on with a Division II school in North Carolina, and then really improved by leaps and bounds, got drafted by the Cardinals, and now in the big leagues, makes an out for out number 1. Sean Kelly, his 2nd inning of work, retires Castellanos. He'll now deal with D. Gordon with the runner on first base.
D. Gordon, there's no way can he hit into another double play. Well, we've seen 2, which, you know, 1 is completely out of the ordinary.
Gordon can fly, but he hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the 2nd and a 6-4-3 double play in the 7th. This time goes over the infield and gets himself his 2nd hit of the day. He's now 2 for 5. Dodgers with great speed on the base path. Runners at 1st and 2nd. 14 hits now for the Dodgers, just 1 day after having 0 hits against 6 different Mariner pitchers.
Well, as you mentioned a number of times, a lot of those base hits with 2 strikes. And again, it speaks volumes of the Dodgers' approach to hitting. I've said it ad nauseum. Dave Hansen, the hitting coach for the Dodgers, what he preaches. Don't give away at bats. As long as you're up in the box, you still got a chance to get a base hit. And that's what they've done all day long.
Wheels keep turning. Once again, Mariners going to the pen. Stephen Pryor comes on. 6-3 Dodger lead. This past week, some of the top draft prospects had fun on a bus trip, including the top pick overall, Carlos Correa of the Houston Astros, preceding the MLB first-year player draft. Watch more of this video and other MLB Fan Cave player videos and stay up to date on the latest cave happenings by visiting MLBFanCave.com. Follow at MLB Fan Cave on Twitter and like the MLB Fan Cave on Facebook. And here comes the winning pitcher in yesterday's no-hitter. Stephen Pryor comes out of the pen. He is the fourth different pitcher to come out of the pen for the Mariners this evening. So look at that. 1-0 is his record. The only game he has won as a big leaguer, a no-hitter, yesterday here at Safeco Field. He threw 15 pitches. Only 4 of them were strikes. And he is the winning pitcher in a no-hit game.
Well, he came in and got a big strikeout, and then Eric Wedge ran him out the following inning, 2 walks. And then he was pulled.
This guy's got an electric arm. Eric Wedge was telling us before the game that he blows it up there real easily. 98-99. Elian Herrera flips it down the left field line. Mike Karp in there defensively. Can he make the play? No, he does not. And he's upset. I think maybe a fan was in the mix.
Again, your home crowd, you hope you get an opportunity, but when you're a fan there, you're not looking at where the players are. You're out there to catch a ball.
It was hardly in the field of play. So that was not a Steve Barton.
Don't bring that up, Eric. Do not bring that up.
Where were you back on that evening in 2003?
Standing at first base. Yeah. You know, again, though, when you're a fan, you're not looking at the players. You're not thinking about, oh, well, this is the home team, and I better let them catch it. Natural reaction, go after the ball.
There go the runners, both on the move. Throw down to third, and the Dodgers pull off a double steal. Gwynn and Gordon both pick up an extra 90 feet, and the Dodgers have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out in the ninth.
Well, that's 3 stolen bases today. 4. I've been reminded by our man up here, Ethan, it is 4 stolen bases. 1 caught stealing today, James Loney. Did a good job at blocking the bag. You can do that when guys are coming in head first.
So the Mariners have to bring the infield in, and Pryor misses low. It's 3-1. The Mariners are already down 3. It's the 9th inning. Kenley Jansen has been up and getting loose for the Dodgers in their pen. The Dodgers would love even more wiggle room. Chopper. Play's going to be at home. Seager. Not in time. Great slide by Gwynn. And the Dodgers have their 7th run of the game.
Well, that's a contact play right there. The minute that ball is hit, the runner from third is off. If it's a line drive, it's a double play. With the speed that Tony Gwynn, you see he gets a walking lead, and then the minute that ball is hit, he's down. Makes a nice slide, as you mentioned, away from the tag. No real chance right there.
The throw was high, and Miguel Olivo just didn't have a chance at all of the swipe tag with Gwynn flying by. Dodgers up by 4, still just 1 out. Herrera on at first. Gordon is checked into third. Here's Juan Rivera. Singled and scored his last time up.
And you can bet the Dodgers aren't going to let up right now. Herrera will be running on any one of these pitches coming up.
Kenley Jansen has been terrific since taking over the closer role a couple of weeks ago. Stephen Breyer out of the bullpen has not retired a soul. He's allowed a double steal and then a run scored on a fielder's choice. Now another throw over to first base and Herrera back standing. Miguel Olivo is going to go out and talk to the young right-hander.
Well, this is a situation where you don't want to get too consumed with that guy at first base. You do that, you forget about the hitter. Rivera is a dangerous hitter. You drive something in the alley and the game's all but over. Right now, no, I'm sorry. Right now, if you're Pryor, you're just going after the hitter right now. That's a bottom line.
Mariners have already turned 3 double plays on the day. They'd love to turn number 4. It's a good defensive team. Generally, the pitching is okay. The hitting has been the problem so far this year. Mariners got all 3 of their runs on one swing of the bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. Miguel Olivo, 3-run homer off of Clayton Kershaw. It's nothing but emptiness ever since. They have not had a hit since that Olivo home run in the 4th inning. Oh, and Wanda. Juan Rivera, veteran from Venezuela. Andre Ethier on deck. He'll be followed by Jerry Hairston, who's had a wonderful evening. 0-2. And when you can throw the ball like Pryor, it makes you wonder why you're ever so preoccupied with base runners and throwing to first.
Well, and that's the thing, he's not quick to the plate. You can steal bases against him. But again, you mentioned with his stuff, you just go after the hitter. Let them run all they want to run.
Rivera stays alive. Dodgers as a team, they have 14 hits now. 7 runs, threatening for more. Trying to get back to 16 games over 500. Oh-2. Hit into center field. Saunders makes the play. D. Gordon tagging from third. Here's the throw. It'll be cut off. And Gordon scores standing up. Sacrifice fly. Give the RBI to Rivera. And the Dodgers now with a 5-run lead. 8-3 is the score. So another productive 2-strike swing for the Dodgers. People are talking about the Dodgers right now, the best record in baseball, but it actually started at the tail end of last year. Don Mattingly's team caught fire at the back end of August, and they just haven't let up.
Well, they haven't let up. But I will say that it's a long season. What the Dodgers have done this year, again, they've got the best record in baseball, but they have also played the weakest schedule in terms of their opponent's winning percentage in all of baseball. That's going to change. Now, granted, they've gone out and they've done what you need to do. You need to win these games. You need to beat these teams. But the road is going to get tougher.
Ethier pops this one up. Shortstop Brendan Ryan makes the play. Side is retired. Well, a bunch of pretty pictures here in Seattle. It has been an absolutely wonderful night for baseball here in the Pacific Northwest. It is Fox Baseball Night in America, presented by Budweiser. Getting ready for this bottom of the ninth inning, Todd Coffey, as he always does. Just jetting in for the bullpen. Todd Coffey's going to pitch this ninth inning for the Dodgers. They have themselves a 5-run lead.
What is that he was doing? You call that jetting? Some sort of big man waddle right there is what I would call. The effort's there. There's no question the effort is there.
Surprisingly athletic Todd Coffey, 6'4", 280 pounds. He's been doing this for a while. Now his 7th big league season. Has always been a reliable reliever out of the bullpen, either with the Reds, the Brewers, the Nationals a year ago, or now the Dodgers. That's one of the things that makes Don Mattingly look like a really good manager. When your bullpen holds up, you look pretty smart more often than not. Here's Kyle Seager, leads things off in the ninth inning. The Mariners had just 3 runs and 4 hits. That's it. Seager's been on base a couple of times, though. He's walked twice. That was against Clayton Kershaw. And just in case, the Dodgers have made a couple of changes defensively. Andre Ethier began the day as the designated hitter. He is no longer the DH. Ethier is now out in right field, where he won a Gold Glove a year ago. And the right fielder, Alex Castellanos, is now in left field. Juan Rivera has been lifted.
And I'm sure Andre Ethier, there's nothing better than throwing out an 0 for 4, not playing all day, and then go out and play a little right field in an 8-3 ball game. But he's doing it, and that's what's been great about him this year. Attitude has been outstanding.
This is going to be our first ground ball out off the bat of a Seattle Mariner. Clayton Kershaw was terrific, had nothing but fly ball outs and strikeouts. As we take a look at tonight's Burger King smooth play of the game.
And he had dominating stuff today, and again, he gives up the 3 runs, but really was on one swing and on a pitch that, you know, he missed his spot, no question about it. But this is the type of power pitcher kind of dominance that we've been accustomed to as fans. The last couple of outings, the dominance wasn't there. Today it was. Look at the 12 strikeouts.
Some Dodger fans were worried that maybe the foot issue was a problem with Kershaw. We were told about the plantar fasciitis, but it didn't look like that was an issue at all, as he makes it through 115 pitches in 7 innings, trying to get to 5-3 on the year. 0-1 to Miguel Olivo. 1-1.
That's a nice pitch right there by Todd Coffey, the big man. Slider on the outer part of the plate. Same spot. Ted Barrett not going to give him that pitch. You know, and it's tough as a pitcher to come into a game like this. It's 8-3. Got to keep the adrenaline. Got to pretend like it's a 0-0 game or tie game.
There's a good strike. 2-2. Coffey from the state of North Carolina. Had a scholarship offer to play Clemson. Was drafted by the Reds and said, you know what, that sounds like a better offer. I'd rather learn from the pros than learn from college coaches. And it's paid off. Took a while, but he made it to the big leagues, and he has established himself. Now 1 and away from closing the door on the Dodger victory. It would be their 38th of the year.
Well, this Dodger team just keeps on rolling. You know, whether it was at the beginning of this road trip where they lose 2 out of 3 to Colorado, and they're thinking, oh, we go into Philadelphia, they sweep Philly. They come in here, they're no-hit last night, thinking, oh, man. Come out today, put 3 runs on the board in the first inning. They are a resilient group.
Michael Saunders flips it foul, third base side. Just went around the infield and showed you the face of Jerry Hairston. With his 5 RBI game today, he is now the 3rd different Hairston to drive in 5 runs in a big league game. His brother Scott did it earlier this year with the Mets, and his father, Jerry Sr., did it back in 1981 with the Chicago White Sox. We should mention that his grandfather did not do it. The patriarch
of the baseball-playing Hairston family, Sam Hairston.
Well, he started it all, so he gets a pass. Without him, there's nobody else.
No balls, 2 strikes to Michael Saunders. That's tipped, and the game remains alive. Mariners have been stuck on 4 hits since the Miguel Olivo home run back in the 4th inning. Hitless in the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, and now 2 outs into the 9th. The Dodgers were no hit by 6 different pitchers on the Mariners yesterday. They've rebounded for 14 hits and 8 runs this evening. 1-2. 2-2.
So far, a very productive road trip for this Dodger ball club. They get the win today. Gives them 6 wins. 1 more tomorrow. And I think a lot of people, because they lost 4 straight at home against Milwaukee, the road trip is not an easy road trip. You go to Colorado at the beginning, that can decimate your bullpen. They hadn't been to the Eastern time zone. They go to Philadelphia. Lee, Hamels, they sweep them there. Whole country has to take notice of this ball club.
Pitch misses outside. Yeah, the losing pitchers in that series: Hamels, Kendrick, Lee, and Papelbon. Dodgers hadn't won 4 consecutive games in a series against the Phillies since 1946, back when they were playing in Brooklyn. 3-2. And again, Saunders really battling here.
Well, Saunders just trying to salvage the day. 2 strikeouts, a pop up to third. You know, and this is a guy that so far this month, he was hitting .450 coming into today. Really been playing well as of late.
This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Coffey to Saunders. And it misses down low. Two-out walk to Saunders. And there's life yet with these Mariners. Down by 5 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's Alex Liddy.
Well, Liddy looking to make some contact today. 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, both Liddy and Sean Figgin striking out all 3 times against Clayton Kershaw. This time he puts the ball in the air, right center field. Andre Ethier makes the play. So he comes on for defensive reasons, and he makes the play. Out number 27 in the books. The Dodgers rebound after getting no hit yesterday to win this one convincingly, 8-3.
Yeah, come out immediately in the first inning, put 3 runs up on the board, hand it over to Kershaw, Dodger win.
Dodgers now 16 games over 500 at 38-22. The Mariners fall to 27-34. That's all from Seattle. Coming up next, we'll send it back to the MLB Network studios for post-game coverage. That's right after these messages.